Hi, I'm Paul from the Studio Rats. Right, last week, or maybe the week before, Mesa Boogie released the Mesa Boogie MK2 C Plus reissue. Now, I've been doing a bit of thinking about this, and I think there's a better option if you want that sort of tone. The Mesa Boogie MK2 C Plus is one of those really iconic amps that, for some reason, everyone wants and has shot up in price on the second-hand market recently, to the point where you're paying, I think, almost $15,000 for one in really good condition. Now, Mesa Boogie, or Gibson, should I say, have obviously been keeping an eye on that. And they released last week or the week before, as I said, the Mesa Boogie MK2 C Plus reissue. This amp is not cheap. In pounds, I think it's £3,700, something like that. And I think there's a better option. Synergy, who make these amplifiers here, make modules that fit into the front of this amp. And one of their modules is called the 2CP, and this is basically their version of the circuit from the Mesa Boogie MK2 C Plus. So as I said, Mesa Boogie are charging £3,700 for their head version of the MK2 C Plus. The Synergy head is about £1,500 and the module is about £400. So for £1,900, you can arguably get a more useful unit. Now with the Synergy 750 head, as you can see, I've got another module plugged in as well. I've got the Z-Rec module plugged in. So you can buy these modules for not much more than you're paying for some sort of boutique pedals, and you can swap them in and out and get completely different amp tones from some of the biggest amp manufacturers in the world. People like Friedman, Soldano, etc. And they sound absolutely amazing. So anyway, enough of me chatting. Let's have a listen to some of the sounds you can get out of this. So first of all, let's start with the clean tone. So the way that this module works is pretty much exactly the same as the Mesa Boogie MK2 C Plus. We've got a shared EQ, and as opposed to the pull-out knobs that you've got on the C2 Plus, we've actually got these switches that we can switch in and out of different sort of EQ and tone circuits. So if I take both the switches out, it sounds like this. Classic sort of Fender tones, which the clean channel of the MK2 C Plus is based on. Now, if I bring in the bright switch, and now the shift switch. So that's one of the great things about this amp, as opposed to getting those sort of Fender tones, which can get a bit lost in the mix. The shift switch really pushes the mids forward, so you get more of that sort of mid forward or dumble tone, I guess you could say. Now we've also got this EQ section here, which we can switch in, switch out completely, or have on auto mode. When it's in auto mode, that automatically switches it on when you go to the lead channel. So it can be a really handy feature if you want to sort of dial out some of those unwanted tones or get more of those mid-scoop tones that this amp was used for back in the 80s. Let's switch over to the lead channel. Now the great thing about the lead channel on this is that you can get anything from those sort of Fender breakup tones to real sort of high gain overdrive. If I bring back the drive on this, so it does everything from that to full-on high gain. As I said before, the lead channel is sharing the same EQ as the clean channel, but what I've done here, I've switched it into auto mode. So when I switch back to the clean channel, you'll see the EQ comes out, and when I switch into the lead channel, the EQ's in. So again, what we can do is to switch out the EQ, or have it in auto mode for when the lead channel's in. Now this amp, during the 80s and up till now, been used by loads of famous guitar players, people like Steve Lukather, Metallica even. So the classic thing to do with this amp is to create that sort of V shape on the EQ, and it sounds like this. So there you go, an absolutely awesome sounding module, and with the amplifier head, half the price of what you'd pay for a Mesa Boogie MK2 C+. Anyway, really hope you guys got something out of this. If you did get something out of it, don't forget to like and subscribe, click on the bell button, and you'll be notified of any future video that comes out from the Studio Rats. I'm Paul, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.